I would like to ask Rinpoche to talk a little bit about Ajanji. If you could say a few words about Ajahn Jivako and introduce him to the Sangha.
Is this the opening? Opening? Is this opening? I need my God. Is she's going to translate from there? She's going to translate. Yes. So we are very fortunate that we are beginning with profound teaching and meditation discourse by Venerable Ajahn Jivako.
तो बहुत भाग्यशाली हैं हम सब लोग कि यहाँ बोधि वृक्ष के नीचे आ सकते हैं और इकट्ठा धर्म की बातें सुन सकते हैं बहुत भाग्यशाली हैं
Because this gathering is what we call smriti, which I believe is recollection.
जो हम लोग यहाँ इकट्ठे हुए हैं ये जो संगठित हुए हैं हम लोग यहाँ इसको शायद हम लोग एक स्मरण स्मरण बोलते हैं किसी बढ़िया चीज को याद करना
And we are not recollecting any worldly heroes. We are also not recollecting any gods or anything that is supernatural.
हम लोग ऐसे किसी सांसारिक हीरो जैसे फिल्मी हीरो वगैरह उनको यहाँ याद नहीं कर रहे हैं ना हम लोग कोई जैसे भगवान या भूत भगवान या ऐसे कोई देवी देवता को याद कर रहे हैं
What we are recollecting is what we Buddhists call three ratna, the three jewels.
हम लोग त्रिरत्न बुद्ध धम्म संघ तीन रत्न को यहाँ याद कर रहे हैं उनका स्मरण कर रहे हैं
And recollecting the three ratna is basically recollecting the fact or the truth of our life.
और त्रिरत्न को याद करना ऐसे समझना चाहिए कि हम अपने जीवन का जो सच्चाई है वो कैसे सच्चाई को अपने जीवन में उतार सकें यही हम लोग सीखने आए हैं
I consider myself very, very fortunate for having come to Bodh Gaya probably around the age of 6.
अपने को बहुत भाग्यशाली समझता हूँ कि मैं जब 6 बरस का था तो मैं बोध गया आया था
And from then on, I have visited Bodh Gaya numerous of times.
और यहाँ बहुत बार आ चुके हैं तब से गुरुजी
And in all this time, there has been a lot of changes, not just in Bodh Gaya, but around the world.
और जब से गुरुजी यहाँ आए हैं तो बहुत परिवर्तन देखे हैं दुनिया में बोध गया में भी और दुनिया में भी बहुत परिवर्तन
And these changes that is happening every moment in our life, in our surrounding, is something that is inevitable and something that we have to face.
और जो भी परिवर्तन अपने जीवन में और दुनिया में हो रहा है ये तो होना ही है और उसका हम लोगों को सामना करना है मानना है कि ये हो रहा है
And this simple and the most basic truth, it is what was taught by the Buddha that we are trying to recollect.
और ये जो सरल बात जो रिम्पोचे जी बताए हैं इसी के बारे में बुद्ध बताए हैं और इसी को हम लोग यहाँ याद कर रहे हैं
In my more than half a century existence in this world, I have also realized that nothing really gives us 100% satisfaction.
और मैंने ये भी देखा है अपने जीवन में इस दुनिया में अब तक के कोई भी चीज कोई भी संसारिक हमको 100% संतुष्टि नहीं पहुंचाता है।
Yet, of course, I have never really managed to overcome my delusion to think that there is going to be 100% satisfaction one of these days.
खैर मैंने तो अपना क्लेश कर्म को पूरी तरह से हटाया नहीं है, तो संतुष्टि इस जीवन में मिलना तो फिर मुश्किल ही होगा।
But I am an aspirant who is trying to sort of apply this truth that everything is dukkha.
फिर भी मैं एक साधक हूँ जो कि रोज प्रेरणा करते हैं कि मैं इस सच्चाई को अपने जीवन में उतारूं।
And this is the very simple and basic truth
ये
that was also taught by the Buddha.
तो ये एक सरल बुनियादी सच्चाई है जो कि बुद्ध ने सिखाया है।
Also, nothing seems to be what it is. How it appears is never how it is.
ये भी बात है कि जो नजर आता है जो नजर आता है वो उसका सच्चाई नहीं है, जो सचमुच में है वो नजर नहीं आता है देखने से।
But yet we keep on believing appearance as the truth.
फिर भी हम लोग बराबर उसमें विश्वास करते हैं और मानते हैं कि जो आंखों को नजर आ रहा है वो सच्चाई है।
Overcoming this kind of ignorance is what Buddha taught.
इस तरह का अज्ञानता पे विजय करना यही बुद्ध ने सिखाया है।
So, what we are recollecting here this time is all these truths.
तो हम लोग इस तरह के सच्चाई यहाँ याद कर रहे हैं
And,
इकट्ठा।
Venerable Ajahn Jivankos will give us profound and guide us profound way to visit those truths.
और आजन जी अभी हम लोगों को सबके सामने पेश करेंगे कि इन सच्चाइयों को कैसे समझ लें और जिंदगी में उतारें।
Recollecting this truth is worthy of festival. It's worthy to celebrate.
ये जो इन सच्चाइयों को याद करना ये बहुत ही खूब चीज है कि हम लोग उसको मान रहे हैं यहाँ।
In our worldly life, we celebrate so many things, but recollecting these truths is what is really worthy.
अपने जीवन में बहुत से सांसारिक चीजों का हम लोग उसका पार्टी बनाते हैं कहिए, तो लेकिन यही जो सच्चाई है यही सबसे मानने वाला सब मतलब सबसे ज्यादा इसको मानना चाहिए जो हम लोग यहाँ याद कर रहे हैं।
So, this is why we are trying to create this recollection with a festive mood.
और इसलिए हम लोग इस तरह का जिक्र कर रहे हैं यहाँ, एक तरह का फेस्टिव मूड, मेला तो नहीं कहेंगे लेकिन एक आध्यात्मिक मेला के रूप में उसको यहाँ याद कर रहे हैं।
And this recollection has to be done according to different people and different time and different situation.
हाँ, और ये जो हम लोग यहाँ जिक्र कर रहे हैं याद कर रहे हैं वो दूसरों लोगों के दिमाग के और समय के इस और परिस्थिति के अनुसार करना पड़ेगा।
As the time goes by, perhaps we will have to recollect this truth in many different other means.
और जैसे समय गुजरते रहेगा हो सकता है आगे हम लोग को बहुत अलग-अलग उपाय, बहुत अलग-अलग तरीकों के साथ इन सच्चाइयों को याद करना होगा।
So for this reason, we have also invited many artists around the world, especially the native India, to express their joy and their celebration through performance, chants, and recitals.
और इसलिए हम लोग अलग-अलग भारत के लोगों को यहाँ कलाकारों को यहाँ बुलाए हैं कि कुछ नाच या ये अलग-अलग तरह से इन चीज़ों को याद करें। अलग-अलग तरह से एक आनंदित होके, खुश होके।
So, without further delaying, I will invite Venerable to guide us.
हम लोग हम लोग डिले नहीं करेंगे, विलंब नहीं करेंगे। आचार्य वेनरेबल आजन जी को हम लोग विनती करेंगे।
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang dhammang sanghang namasami. I'd like to express my gratitude for Venerable Rinpoche for inviting me here for this lovely weekend, and I'm happy to share this time and offer some meditations and some reflections on Dhamma. This, of course, you can probably tell by my robes that I come from the Theravadan tradition, the Thai forest tradition, but in many ways, that's just another convention, another color, another style. But we're all in this, finding our own ways to recognize reality, recognize truth, this truth which was realized by the Buddha in this very area, and then passed along successfully to the lineage which we now call Buddhism in all its forms. What seems most appropriate now is to perhaps have a period of meditation together. And I would be happy to kind of do it more in a guided type fashion. However, I invite anybody who's already established in their own ways of practice to do as they see fit. I'm just going to offer suggestions. It's really, as always, it's up to you what you do with your minds, what you do with your attention. And after a period of meditation, I might just go into more of I want to call it really a discourse, but just whatever arises in my mind in 20 minutes from now. But again, just want to express, my gratitude for everybody who's come from near and far away to join this activity, to join this wholesome festival, recollecting our teacher. So if we want to find ourselves a comfortable posture, and again, just recognizing within yourselves right now all the efforts which you've taken, whether it's been organizing this event or traveling from near or far, all that goes along with that, the planning, the train rides, the bus rides, the anticipation, the ideas that we have. Realizing that all of our intentions have led us here. So now we can let go of all that. We can let go of the planning. There's actually nothing to do now. Maybe answering phones we could do now. And just allowing ourselves to settle. We're here. If you'd like to close your eyes, this can be helpful. Helpful in bringing one to a centered place. Bringing our attitude here, now. And allowing ourselves to relax into this. We don't have to get tight. We don't have to worry about, are we doing it right or wrong? We don't have to worry if our mind is thinking this, that, and everything. Never mind. And we can open our awareness through sounds. Bodh Gaya in India in general are always have a full supply of sounds for us. So we can use noises that we can hear. Maybe the noise of my voice. And going wider. Hearing the bustling of the cars on the road outside of the temple. And while we're opening our awareness, we can even take a couple of deep breaths, if that will help us settle the body. Inhaling through the nose deeply. And exhaling through the mouth slowly and quietly. We can do this 3 or 4 times if you find it useful. And as we relax, allowing our awareness to open, we can include our body within this awareness. The feeling of sitting, the weight of our body making contact with the ground, our cushions or chairs. And also just taking a moment to recognize if we're holding any tension. Places like the jaw, the neck and the shoulders. And again, just allowing ourselves to relax, but to pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on here. We're establishing mindfulness, awareness. And as we observe the body, we naturally see that it's on its own rhythm. The heart beats, the blood flows through the body, and the body breathes. And observing the breath, using the breath as an anchor for our attention, has been a classic meditation object in many traditions, including the Buddha himself, as he taught anapanasati, recollection of breathing. We don't have to believe in the breath, it's there. It doesn't matter where you come from, what your story is, you're breathing. And we can use this breath again as an anchor for our attention, because we're not conditioned to rest and relax in awareness. We're conditioned to get lost in thought, to spend a majority of our lives in a mental realm, which we think is ourselves, speaking to ourselves inside our head. But there's a perspective where we can watch this. And this doesn't mean suppressing it, it means becoming aware of it, observing it. But so easily our mind can get hooked by a thought, an idea, a memory, and then off we go. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 20 minutes on some odyssey within our heads, which nobody else is aware of but yourself. And then it's generally when we stub our toe or walk into something, oh, we bring ourselves back. But we can choose to develop this skill, to learn how to ground ourselves in an extremely simple practice of just bringing our attention to the moment in whatever way works for us. So again, the breath is often used, either watching it coming in and out of the nose, or say the rising and the falling of our chest or our abdomen. And we just determine to let our attention lay there. And when we notice that the mind has become lost in thought, we bring it back. We bring it back to the breath, to the body, to the sounds. And sooner or later, we recognize that this is a really pleasant place to abide. To abide in the present moment, in the now, not being led around by our thoughts, is a relief. And this relief becomes more and more profound as we practice and develop, all the way to the maha relief, the major relief of nibbana. This idea of nibbana being a high and lofty realm or some other place that one day we'll get to. Nibbana is here. And it's recognized as we continually learn how to just let go, let go, let go. But I'll let us spend a few moments now. I'll make my talking less and just allow you all in your own ways to settle in, to find your ways to relax, to let go of the past to get here, and the anticipation of the future, and just be here quietly for a few minutes. And again, noticing if our minds have become distracted in the little aha moment when we realize that we have got hooked into a thought or even a sound, and we bring it back. These little aha moments, this is what is worth paying attention to. Like the bubble popping, the thought bubble pops, it just disappears. Where does the thought go? All the thoughts that we've had in our lives, where are they now? They just disappear, replaced by the next thing. But the small moments of clarity which we get between these thoughts, where we're really here in the moment, pleasant or unpleasant, whatever the situation is, we can be fully aware of what's happening. And this is a skill which, developed in practice, leads to a great inner well-being. Of course, there's mass amounts of research being done by the scientific world, the materialists, on the benefits of such practices, the benefits for their health and our mental health. But in the practice of Dhamma, it's more than just being healthy. We're using this practice to help focus the mind, and then also to develop wisdom, to begin to see clearly the way things work, the way we work, the assumptions that we've lived our lives with. And by following, say, the teachings of the Buddha or all the masters who have followed, we can get encouragements, suggestions in ways of which we place our attention. just as like a telescope or a microscope. We can imagine as when we start to focus this in the right way, we can see things more clearly, more closely. So meditation practices helps us to clear the lens, to bring things into focus. And then with that clarity of mind, we start to investigate. We look at the body. What is this body? Mere elements, 4 elements which have come together. But we take this body to be a thing, a self, a person. The feelings that arise, the objects that arise in our minds. These are all things that we can begin to watch and just observe and learn from. And when I say learn here, it's not about acquiring more knowledge. Like we need to read hundreds and hundreds of books about Buddhism and this and that. As Ajahn Chah said, we need to learn how to read the heart. And with the practice laid down by the Buddha of sila, samadhi, and panya, that's living an ethical life, developing mental calm and clarity, and developing wisdom, this is the path. This is the path that needs to be developed and cultivated. And within those efforts, maybe a short time or maybe a long time, one will see results for themselves and know in their own hearts what the Buddha was pointing to. We shift from a belief system to more of a educational system. Where we do things for ourselves, again, with the guidance of teachers and friends. But we put things to the test. We try things out. And we notice the results of these efforts that we make. And when one begins this journey or has been on this journey for a while, the gratitude which will arise for the Buddha. I'm guessing that most people sitting here have a high degree of gratitude for the Buddha, having made the efforts to come to this historical site. And we can recollect that the Buddha was just a human being. He claimed that he wasn't a god, that he was simply a human being who, through his own endeavors, recognized the Dhamma. And this Dhamma is the truth, which we can read about through his descriptions and his teachings. And the heart of these teachings being the Four Noble Truths. Understanding that there's dukkha, there's dissatisfaction in the realm of the 6 senses. We'll never be completely at ease, completely at peace, because of the ever-changing nature of things. Whatever we grasp will change and lead to some sense of disappointment. But he also taught that there was a cessation of this suffering. And this cessation is recognized by practicing the Eightfold Path. Again, which can be easily summarized into sila, samadhi, and panya. And we can recognize the Sangha, the actual human potential to recognize this. The greatest miracle was that the Buddha was able to recognize this and then actually teach it to somebody else. It wasn't just his insight. It became other people's reality. And from there, that's where the Sangha flourished from the reality that this can be taught, and individuals can learn and walk their own paths to recognizing peace and liberation. And as we're here, as the Rinpoche opened the talk, mentioning the triple gem, venerated by all Buddhist traditions, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, we can hear it chanted in many ways, celebrated in many ways, and we're all here together celebrating it in this way. And we all have our own perceptions and understandings of what the Buddha, who he was. And to some degree, we have our understandings of the teachings. Again, this world is not short on information, especially, say, with the internet, the modern world. You can just write Buddhism in your Google search and get probably millions of results. And we all have a sense of community. We all probably belong to some community, practitioners. But we can also reflect on the triple gem, say the Buddha, the awakened one. That very awareness is available in all of us. In the Thai circles, we even use the word Buddho as a meditation object, awakened awareness. And it's through this awakened awareness which we can learn to recognize these teachings for ourselves and have faith and confidence that we all have the same potential as all the enlightened masters who have ever lived, man or woman. The world is much different now than 2,600 years ago. But evolution doesn't move that fast. So the faculties that the Buddha had, the six senses, is the same that we have here. We all have sight. We all have the faculty of hearing, smelling, tasting, the sense of touch, and the mind, the mental cognition. And it's in our own subjective experience where these teachings can come alive. And external celebrations like this can help support and encourage and uplift our intentions. That yes, this is possible. And there's many others also aiming, practicing, and making efforts to both help oneself and then to help others. The more we learn and recognize peace within our own minds, that's the offering which we can then meet the world with. People that we meet, animals that we meet, we greet them with a heart, a developed heart, an open heart. Compassion and wisdom will be expressed just from the way we live our lives, with our intentions, going in the direction of all those who have followed the teachings of the Lord Buddha. So I'll bring this part of the morning to a close, and other activities will be following. Just again, expressing my appreciation for everybody's efforts in coming today, and also everybody's efforts in their own practices, and encouragement not to give up. We'll face many difficulties on this path, but we can have the confidence and the faith to keep going, and then we'll recognize it for ourselves, what the Lord Buddha recognized 2,600 years ago. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ajahn Jivalji, for this beautiful guided meditation and talk. And thank you, Rinpoche, for ushering the festival with such beautiful words. So we will just have a little bit of technical break, and then we will just introduce the next offering. You said 2 minute technical. No, that will happen. You can start. I can start. Yeah. All right. Well, now we have Kano Yakushiji, a Japanese Rinzai monk, who is going to bring about the next offering. Just to say, this is a very special for us. This is the future on the face of Buddhism, where he uses traditional Buddhist chants and integrates with modern contemporary music. He's a musician and a composer with a notable presence in the domain of Buddhist music. Kano is a priest of the Rinzai school of Japanese Zen Buddhism, who hails from the Imaji, a Buddhist temple in the city of Imabari, Prefecture in southern Japan. He has achieved renown in Japan and internationally for his Dharma-inspired performances as part of the musical duo Kisako, performed in 2003 with a lay musician, Satoshi Yamamoto. We welcome Yasa for your performance and offering. The first track would be Buddha Sakyamuni. The second track would be Avalokiteshwar Dharani. And the third track, which he would perform, would be Prajna Paramita Hat Sutra. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Kanho Yakushiji, Japanese Zen music monk. Thank you for inviting me to the Siddhartha Festival in Buddha Gaya. I will chant the Buddhist sutra music. So please reset your mind and face yourself. I will be chanting for your inner peace. So, 平尊妙相遇。天道修三途有真道修，说不自尽有开。こ不思議自他戦六物没大小道願異能略説も妙有見心霊空空間無列小空空形式後輩水落大公共年美観音力から共天領地は共有公開有道小気連美観音力不老不老仏悪在修理部 臨床水道天気観音力量一国十百百人宿願力今後千年美観音力風の水一網悪事を徳山国州東海外連携観音力原則地震惑総南十人用約十周年悲願的法人四大流惑周期法数収束非中内連璧本力積年芸別収尊者六役所欲外心者連璧観音力現本人は希望は建設力優勝期後年ปี間力実施約60以上被害相当延ปี間の力疾走変更患者流一括6円側延ปี健康ブルスク人水力報酬地方連立法小国の無節分原始集中小悪集時大きい地下小小老眼視空以前質量熱心干症状感広大地へから環境時空量量線量空症状毎日本症ある薬空病床数病気大体内心理病大中間の本無滅上本遠慮症状感情一分流中年美観音力修法師第三妙音聖音本音会長音書政権論霊公衆上年年年没償美観天音病床オープンの視力の一三英語風一切空物次元終了空中海無料成空王将内じじじごささくじさき百物音声尊脈文集上本税おすな本自在しのく本自現人数者とし税人空六部小物説で本本自集中八四川修了解物分道と反映は三脈三法し
マカハンニャハラミタ信用。
経済を産業新発見のみだと実証権の問題空洞組役所しし運営し式即税空即税式式への利用税収税収 別に小発現代航空中式無術式無限に微絶し式小エスプロ限界内し無式大物妙薬内し無新薬新元別の知恵に衝突対策や更新軽減軽減公務一切伝統尊敬名三連勝物へいいか最高し合うやいいかぜない修繕修繕修繕そう上位最後真実進むやまいいか修す節修がするやけもやけなそういうもしそうな信仰あやぱ大信用管理在没産業人やビータ自証券の開空と一切組へしゃべりし、有意空空空意識式即在空気する式流線無料全社練習全勝小別風空風上風損全国注入式重装用式無限に微心に無式証拠無限界内心の意識がようやく標準内運動支援用支援空襲列の無支援の時無償公募大好き前はやまのみたいこし無形ゲーム系公空気の一切伝道無心Sundays, Israel, Munya, Itai, some never some more like Munya, in front and by his shoe, right out swims. Some of those shoes, cycle, shin, is your all course, that's a Munya.
釈迦牟尼仏、ナム釈迦牟尼仏、ナム釈迦牟尼仏。Thank you for the love.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kanho Yakushi ji. That was so precious. हम याकुशी जी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करते हैं. अब डॉक्टर प्राची जरीवाला ललित विस्तारा ओडिसी नृत्य अर्पण करेंगी. डॉक्टर प्राची जरीवाला एक trained Indian classical dancer है. She has been initiated in Indian classical dance at a tender age. Her initial training was in Bharatnatyam style, and thereafter she found her medium of expression in Odissi. उन्होंने अपना PhD मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी से हासिल किया है और अपना थीसिस बुद्धा इन एंशिएंट इंडियन स्कल्पचर्स में किया है. Under the guidance of the nationally renowned Sanskrit scholar and Indologist Professor Suresh Upadhyay of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. अब रेशमा पिरामल जी को, जो रिनपोचे के बहुत पुराने शिष्य हैं, उन्हें ललित विस्तारा के बारे में कुछ शब्द कहने के लिए बुलाते हैं. रेशमा जी.
Namaskar. Triratna Sharanam. The Lalita Vistara Sutra is an early Mahayana text that describes the story of the Buddha Shakyamuni's awakening. This Odissi Nritya offering will take you through the four main events as told by Buddha Shakyamuni, telling the story of the complete awakening of a bodhisattva in his last existence. Mahamaya dreams of a white elephant who purifies her and enters her womb. This leads to the birth of Buddha in the Lumbini Grove. Siddhartha grows up as an accomplished young prince amongst splendor, luxuries of royal life. On an outing one day in his chariot, his encounter with a sick person, an old man, a corpse, and a religious mendicant propel him to depart and leave his palace life. His arduous quest as a Shramana lead him to this very Bodhimanda, the seat of awakening, to attain the complete and perfect awakening. On the verge of his awakening, in an aim to prevent the Bodhisattva from attaining his goal The powerful demon Mara uses everything in his arsenal to terrify, lure, and discourage the Bodhisattva. Mara's army of demons assail him with arrows, some of which dissolve and others turn to flowers. Mara calls on his beautiful daughters to seduce the Buddha. Unmoved, Gautama touches the earth in Bhumi Sparsha Mudra, calling Bhumi Devi to bear witness to the virtuous activities of his previous existences. Resonating as a witness, Mara is vanquished. The night is quiet and still, and time has halted to witness the awakening of a Buddha. A perfectly awakened Buddha sitting is supplicated by the gods to share his realizations for the benefit of all beings. Thus ensues the Dharma Chakra Parvartana, the first turning of the wheel in Deer Park at Sarnath. Namaskar.
The bees are humming, the cuckoos are singing, the fresh and sweet fragrance of the excellent season is a joyous time for women. The bees are humming, the cuckoos are singing, the fresh and sweet fragrance of flowers drifts through the air. Mahamaya, the mother of the yet to be born prince, is full of joy as she proceeds to the Lumbini gardens.
ऋतु प्रवर वसंतो योषिता मंडनीयो भ्रमर विदुष्टा कोकिला बहिर्गीता सुचिर चिर विचित्र गम्यते पुष्प रे साधु दधि आज्ञां गच्छामो मा विलम्
For all beings, youth is overcome by old age. Health is just like a play in a dream. Such unbearable are the terrors of disease. All beings succumb to death. Life does not last long. Wise beings always praise the life of a monk.
शहीद पुरुषः परमं गिलानो व्याधिभयम् उपगतो मरणान्त प्राप्तः आरोग्य तेजरहितो बलविप्रहिनो अत्राण द्वीप शरणो यपरा नश्च शोहि देवपुरुष इति भिक्षुनामा अपहाय कामरतयः सुविनीता प्रव्राज्यप्राप्तः सममात्मना एषमाणो संरागद्वेष विगतो तिष्ठति पिण्डचर्या
On this seat, my body may wither and rot. My skin, my bones, and my flesh may dissolve. Yet, until I attain awakening, so hard to find even through many aeons, I will not move my body from this seat.
वीक्षस्व बोधिमण्डे पटुक्रोचा हंस कोकिल मयूर अभिदक्षिणं करोति ध्रुवमस्य जयो भवत्याद्य सो पाणिना धरणी आहा ते सलिलम रणते इयं वसुमती यथा कंसपात्री मारो निशम्य रघुमेदिनी निरास्ता शृणुते वचम् अनत गृह्णातु कृष्ण बन्धुं बन्धुं अत्रेव चासन वरे लभसे बोधिम् आत्मिका यशवला प्रतिसविधं च सर्वं च बुद्ध्या विषमं लभसेऽद्यशूर मैत्रा विचित्य विपुला षठमारपक्षा षठमारपक्षा षठमारपक्षा
The Buddha finally turned the wheel of Dhamma in Sarnath in this beautiful deer park. There is suffering and pain in the world. Birth is painful, old age, sickness, and death all are painful. Origin of pain is in craving. It perpetuates existence and demands enjoyment. Cessation of suffering would be cessation of craving. The path that leads to the cessation starts with right view and ends with right concentration.
मरीचि स्वप्नं च धकचन्द्रप्रतिश्रिता यथ इते तथा तच्चक्रम् लोकात् स्थितम् शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि
Thank you, Prachiji, for this beautiful, mesmerizing Abhinaya. This was so beautiful and enchanting.
Thank you, Prachi ji. Thank you so much for that beautiful performance. Vishwa ji, क्या हो गया?
हाँ जी.
That beautiful performance and beautiful offering. Is there a next announcement? Yeah.
So we would be breaking for tea right now, and so there are a couple of announcements. We will request you to remain seated during the tea break. Tea will be served at your seat. For anyone who wants to use the restroom, the toilets are available in the compound. All right. So sorry for the. I think but everybody has to sort of help themselves for tea. So there is an error, which was at the back. Sorry, error.
अभी हम चाय के लिए एक ब्रेक लेंगे छोटा सा और चाय पीछे टेंट्स की तरफ आपको मिल जाएंगी और अगर आपको बाथरूम जाना है तो मंदिर के कंपाउंड में ही पीछे की तरफ आपको बाथरूम्स मिलेंगे
Yeah. Yeah. So no, that's what the reason I don't. Before we, so there are a couple of do's and don'ts. Also, there's a counter where visitors and participants are allowed to deposit their phones, and we recommend leaving phones safely in your rooms. When leaving for the day's program, if you see certain people with phones, they've been given certain special permissions as organizers. Please be respectful of your movements during the performances and offerings, for we'll be using the passage for the offerings. Thank you.
अगर आप फोन्स के बारे में जानना चाहते हैं तो सबसे उचित रहेगा अपने रूम में छोड़ दें नहीं तो आपको बाहर डिपॉजिट करना पड़ेगा अगर आप किसी और को फोन के साथ देखते हैं तो ये जान लें कि ये स्पेशल परमिशन के तौर पर उनके पास फोन है क्योंकि वो ऑर्गेनाइजर्स हैं कृपया करके ये आने जाने के लिए ये बीच का रास्ता इस्तेमाल ना करें और बिल्कुल 15 मिनट में यहाँ वापस अपनी जगह ले लें क्योंकि हम 15 मिनट में शुरू करेंगे
Yeah. We'll start in 15 minutes shortly. There's a slight change of schedule. We'll conclude today's afternoon session with Sri Ratna Anusmriti Sadhana in Hindi. And those who don't have the booklet, it is available at the back at the counter, so you can take your books from there.
आज हम दोपहर का त्रिरत्न अनुस्मृति साधना कार्यक्रम साधना के साथ ही समाप्त करेंगे अगर आपके पास त्रिरत्न साधना की बुकलेट्स नहीं है तो आप पीछे टेंट्स के पास हमारे वॉलंटियर्स से पूछ सकते हैं थैंक यू सो मच धन्यवाद
Is it working?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Jamri. How are you?
Hi, Vikramji.
So good to see you. So we'll do a little bit of introductions. I don't know everybody. Hello. 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 Is it working? I think it's working now. Oh no, is it working? Janvi, is it working? I think it's working. Yeah. Okay, so let's do the little bit introduction right now. Just we who are these wonderful people who are all wearing these capes, colorful capes? I don't think many people are really still not working. Is it working? Yeah. Uh I think I'm going to sound really loud, but guys, we could have a little bit of introduction. All the ones who are wearing these wonderful capes, uh, amazing, colorful capes. Who could they be, you think? Should we just ask them and start?
If you could let us know what you are doing.
So maybe we could just ask the one with the thing. Yes, is it? Yeah. Could you tell us what you represent?
Okay, so I'm representing Lotus Outreach and White Lotus. So please come here by this table. We have a lot of information about what this organization is doing. So yeah, guys, you're welcome. You can sign.
What does Lotus Outreach do? Like,
My name is Patty Walter, and I'm the president. And I just want you to know we educate girls. We supply bicycles so they enable them to go to school. We supply bus rides to school and stopping child marriage. And
Yeah, it's
working. It's working, but it's not working. Reduce the volume actually from that. The control is not enough.
increase the mobile sound, please. Ah, ah, ah.
Keep go back. Keep go back. I don't want it. Oh,
possible for you? कृपया ध्यान दीजिए आम्रपाली गेस्ट हाउस रूम नंबर 104। अगर आप आम्रपाली गेस्ट हाउस रूम नंबर 104 में रहते हैं तो आपकी चाबी हमारे पास है। If you want it, Amrapali Guest House 104, if you live
in Amrapali Guest House 104. Your keys are with us. Come and get them. Everyone, I hope I have your attention. Please settle down. We have a few announcements.
We would like to introduce uh, Rinpoche's mandala. You can see under that tent out there, there are There's a whole lot of stalls there, counters there. Just wanted to introduce the two couple of organizations. I mean, the entire mandala out there. First, we have 84,000. 84,000 is a global non-profit initiative to translate all of Buddha's words into modern languages and provide free and open access to over 230,000 pages, emphasizing engaging and interactive comprehension tools. And through collaborating with like-minded organizations and institutions, 84,000 is creating an essential new resource for primary source scholarship, independent study, and personal practice. We also have the Kensei Foundation. Kensei Foundation is a non-profit organization founded in 2001 by Zongsa Khyentse Rinpoche to support all traditions of Buddhist studies and practice. Since 2001, the foundation has supported individuals and institutions in more than 30 countries and has directly affected the lives of people around the world. Kensei Foundation activities include major text preservation and translation projects, support for traditional monastic colleges in Asia, a worldwide scholarship and award program, academic development of Buddhist studies in major universities, training and development for Buddhist leaders and teachers, Buddhist education for children, support for individual study and retreats, and much more. Okay, so we'll go continue with the program now, and over to Lucky. Okay.
We will now commence the.
Yes, okay. We will now commence the Tri Ratna Anusmriti Sadhana. We'll start with that. The sadhana will be practiced both in English and the morning and Hindi in the afternoon. Today. Each session has a preliminary section and a mantra recitation section. During the preliminaries, we will chant refuge, bodhicitta, and make offerings to the Buddha. We are really blessed this time that Pallavi Deshmukh and Rinpoche are doing this together. We're blessed that Rinpoche will himself guide us through the visualization as we meditate on the Buddha Shakyamuni. After each visualization, we will chant the Dharani 3 times and the Shakyamuni mantra 108 times.
अब हम त्रिरत्न अनुस्मृति साधना शुरू करेंगे। पल्लवी देशमुख साधना पढ़ेंगी और आदरणीय रिनपोचे हमें बुद्ध अनुस्मृति कराएंगे। शुरुआत में हम रेफ्यूज, बोधिचित्ता और ऑफरिंग्स बुद्धा को करेंगे और इस बार हमें जैसे ही विजुअलाइजेशंस हो जाते हैं हम बुद्धा शाक्यमुनि पे का ध्यान करेंगे और एक एक विजुअलाइजेशन के बाद हम 3 बार धारणी का उच्चारण करेंगे और फिर शाक्यमुनि मंत्र 108 बार करेंगे। पल्लवी।
Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome and namaste to all. So we'll start the sadhana from page number 9. And firstly, thank you for this opportunity and thank you for joining us here. Thank you, Rinpoche. The Noble Sutra of Recollecting the Three Jewels. Namaha Sarva Buddha Bodhisattvebhyah Buddhan Smritihi Ityapi Buddho Bhagavan Tatagato Arhan Samyak Sambuddho Vidyacharana Sampannah Sugato Lokavidunuttaraha Purushadamya Sarathihi Shasta Deva Manushyanam Buddho Bhagavaniti Nishandah Satathagataha Punyanam Avipranashah Kushalamulanam Alankritah Kshantya Alayah Punyanidhananam Chitrito Anuvyanjanaihi Kusumito Lakshanaihi Pratirupo Gocharena Apratikulo Darshanena Abhiratihi Shraddhadhimuktanam Anabhibhutah Prajnaya अनवमर्दनीयो बलैः शास्ता सर्वसत्त्वानां पिता बोधिसत्त्वानां राजा आर्यपुद्गलानां सार्थवाह निर्वाणनगर संप्रस्थितानाम् अप्रमेयो ज्ञानेन अचिन्त्यः प्रतिभानेन विशुद्धः स्वरेण आस्वदनीयो घोषेण असेचनको रूपेण अप्रीतसमः कायेन अलिप्तः कामैः अनुपलिप्तो रूपैः असंसृष्ट आरूप्यैः विप्रमुक्तः स्कन्देभ्यः विसंप्रयुक्तो धातुभिः संवृत आयतनैः प्रच्छिन्नो ग्रन्थैः विमुक्तः परिदाग्नैः परिमुक्तस्तृष्णया ओघादुत्तीर्णः परिपूर्णो ज्ञानेन प्रतिष्ठितो अतीतानागत प्रत्युत्पन्नानां बुद्धानां भगवतां ज्ञाने अप्रतिष्ठितो निर्वाणे स्थितो भूतकोट्यां स्थितः सर्वसत्त्वलोकनीयायां भूमौ सर्व इमे तथागतानां विशेषतः सम्यक् गुणाः धर्मानुस्मृतिः सद्धर्मस्तु आदौ कल्याणः मध्ये कल्याणः पर्यवसाने कल्याणः स्वर्थः सुव्यञ्जनः केवलः परिपूर्णः परिशुद्धः पर्यवदातः स्वाख्यातः भगवतो धर्मः सान्द्रिष्टिकः निर्ज्वरः आकालिकः औपनायिकः ऐहिपश्यिकः प्रत्यात्मवेदनीयो विज्ञैः स्वाख्यातो भगवतो धर्मविनैः सुप्रवेदितः नैर्याणिकः सम्बोधिगामी अभिन्नः संस्तूपः सम्प्रतिशर्णः छिन्न प्लोक्तिकः संघानुस्मृतिः सुप्रतिपन्नो भगवत् आर्यसङ्घः न्यायप्रतिपन्नः ऋजुप्रतिपन्नः सामीचीप्रतिपन्नः अञ्जलिकरणीयः सामीचीकरणीयः पुण्यश्रीक्षेत्रः महादक्षिणापरिशोधकः प्राहवनीयः आहवनीयः Taking refuge. बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि द्वितीयंपि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि द्वितीयंपि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि द्वितीयंपि संघं शरणं गच्छामि तृतीयंपि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि तृतीयंपि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि तृतीयंपि संघं शरणं गच्छामि बोधिचित्त यथा गृहीतं सुगतैर्बोधिचित्तं पुरातनैः तद्वदुत्पादयाम्येष बोधिचित्तं जगद्धिते. Just as the Sugatas of the past gave birth to the awakened mind, like them, for every being's sake, I'll rouse this same awakened mind. just as the Sugatas of the past gave birth to the awakened mind. Like them, for every being's sake, I'll rouse the same awakened mind. Visualization of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. In front is a lotus, fresh, brilliant, and stainless, upon which the radiant Buddha is sitting. Life sized, majestic, alive, and compassionate, uninhibited, beautiful, fearless, and loving. The Buddha is surrounded by all his disciples, the assembly of all the Bodhisattvas, Manjushri, Aryatara, Saraswati, and also Avalokiteshwar. The grouping of Arhats, including Ananda, Shariputra, Kashyapa, and Maudgalyayana, and his heavenly students like Vayu and Agni, Vishnu, Kali, Shiva, and Indra. Invitation to the Buddhas and their retinues, the field of merit. Protectors of beings without one exception. You see the true nature of things as they are. You conquered the forces and armies of Mara. Please come to this place with your retinue now. Requesting the Buddhas and their retinues to remain. Enlightened ones, welcome. You have arrived. To meet you, we have such great merit and fortune. Accept all our offerings. Direct your awareness towards this assembly and forever remain. Eight branch prayer and Bodhicitta vow offering. To all the Buddhas, Tathagat, victorious, to the sacred Dharma, spotless, rare, supreme. To the Buddha's offspring with qualities abundant, To rouse my bodhicitta, I make this offering. Every fruit and flower, every healing wind, every precious gem that the world contains, pure waters of refreshment, precious jeweled mountains, sweet and lonely forests, the tree of paradise adorned with its full blossom, branches bending downwards, giving perfect fruit, trees fulfilling wishes, trees adorned with jewels, divine and fragrant perfume from countless other realms, every fragrant incense and crops that grow themselves, every sumptuous object, lotus lakes, delightful, with water birds, sweet sounds, all that's free and wild, extending to the margins of the boundless sky. All this I see before me, and to the mighty sage, the greatest of our kind, and to all of his heirs, I make this perfect offering. For I am poor in merit, I have no other wealth, and so all you protectors, with your wise intentions to benefit all others from your place of power, receive them for our sake. Enlightened ones and countless bodhisattva children, I offer you my body throughout all of my lives. Supreme courageous ones, accept me completely, for with my full devotion I will be your servant. For if you will accept me, I will be liberated from this dark samsara and act for the other beings. I'll turn my face away from harms that I have committed, and leaving them behind, I will never harm again. Offering Abhisheka, with an bathing chamber excellently fragrant, with even floors of a crystal, radiant and clear, its graceful pillars shimmer, adorned with precious jewels, all hung about with gleaming canopies of pearls. There I'll bathe the Buddhas, together with their offspring, using many splendid precious water vases, all brimming with pure water, fragrant and delightful to the songs of music, melodies, and songs.
अभिषेकते समयाशे प्रियाकाय विशोधनये स्वाहा ॐ वज्रवस्त्रय स्वाहा ॐ वज्र अलङ्कराय स्वाहा ॐ वज्रगते स्वाहा
Page 20. To Samantabhadra, Manjushri, Lokeshwar, all the bodhisattvas and their retinues, we offer splendid garments of deep, enriching color, light and supple clothing of various designs, hundreds of adornments, beautiful and sparkling. We give the bodhisattvas and retinues sublime. We offer to the sages who are worthy of honor lovely fragrant blossoms, entwined in scented garlands, every kind of flower, magnificent utpalas, delightful mandaravas, and lotuses celestial. Swelling clouds of incense, ravishing the senses, enveloping aromas, the finest of cuisines, delicacies countless, every kind of beverage pleasing to the deities, we offer all of these. Precious lamps we offer in beautiful arrangements, delicately resting on golden lotuses, a carpet of sweet flowers, beautifully scattered, covering the level, soft, and fragrant ground. To those whose very nature is limitless compassion, great palaces we offer, resounding with great praise, inlaid with precious pearls and strings of hanging gems, with countless gleaming jewels permeating space, parasols exquisite, adorned with golden handles, their brims all decorated with shining precious jewels, beautifully crafted, dazzling to gaze on. All of these we offer to all Buddhas sublime. Boundless clouds of plenty, unceasingly arising, constantly abiding, ravishing the senses. May these gentle streams of melodies alluring ease the pain of beings, endless in their number. may gentle rains of flowers and exquisite gemstones shower down cascading in unceasing streams upon representations of holy sacred dharma, and every sacred image supports for offering. So, just as Manju Gosha and every being like him made offerings to Buddhas, the perfect conquerors, we also likewise offer to all of our protectors, the Buddhas and their children, the Bodhisattva heirs.
वज्रधूपेयाहम् ॐ वज्रधूपेयाहम्
Offering praises. Page 24. To these vast oceans of all precious qualities, billowing clouds of melodious harmonies ascend unceasingly, and with great certainty we offer oceans of our songs of praise. Great praise of the 12 acts of the Buddha by Arya Nagarjuna. With skillful means and compassion, you were born in the Shakya clan. Unconquerable by others, you vanquished Mara's hordes, your physical form resplendent like a mountain of gold. To you, the king of the Shakyas, I pay homage. You I shall praise, who first awakened the mind of enlightenment, then completed the accumulations of merit and wisdom. And now, in this age, through the vast sway of your actions, have become the Lord and protector of living beings. Homage to you who have taught God the gods, knew the time had come to tame the human world, and descending from the god realm like a great elephant, foresaw the family of your birth and entered the womb of Maya Devi. Homage to you, Prince of the Shakyas, born after 10 months in the auspicious Lumbini Grove, where Brahma and Indra revered you, your supreme marks, proving you were destined to be enlightened. Homage to you, lion among men, in all your youthful vigor, displaying your prowess in the games at Anga Magad, where you triumphed over the proud contestants so that not one could stand as your rival. Homage to you who, to comply with worldly convention and avoid all misdeeds, took on a queen and courtiers, and by acting with such skillful means, so you ruled the kingdom. Homage to you who saw that samsara is wholly futile, you renounced the life of a householder, and, traveling through the sky, ordained yourself before the Vishuddha Stupa. Homage to you who, intent on persevering till enlightened, for 6 years practiced austerities on the banks of the Nairanjana, and taking diligence to its ultimate perfection, attained the supreme samadhi. Homage to you who, seeking to make meaningful all your efforts made throughout beginningless time, sat unmoving in the Vajra posture beneath the Bodhi tree in Magad, and awakened into true Buddhahood, attaining perfect enlightenment. Homage to you who, in your compassion, gazed at once upon living beings, then turned the wheel of Dharma in sacred places like Varanasi and established disciples in the three vehicles. Homage to you who destroyed evil-minded opponents by defeating the six teachers of the Tirthikas, Devadatta and the rest, as well as the Maras in Varanasi. You were the mighty sage, victorious in battle. Homage to you who performed great miracles in Shravasti, unmatched in your splendor in all the three realms, and through the offerings made by gods, humans, and other beings, caused the teachings to prosper and increase. Homage to you who, to spur the lazy on to the Dharma, left your body though immortal and like a Vajra, and passed into Parinirvana in the pure abode of Kushinagar. Homage to you who, to show that you had not in reality perished, and so that beings of the future could gain merit, emanated a wealth of relics and caused your remains to be divided into 8 portions. Through the merit of briefly praising in this way the great acts of the Lord, who is master of the teachings, may the actions of all living beings come to equal those of the Sugata himself. O Tathagat, may I and others have a form, an entourage, a lifespan, a pure realm, and sublime marks of perfection exactly like you. Through the power of our praising you and this prayer, in whatever lands we dwell, may illness, negativity, poverty, and conflict be quelled, and dharma and auspiciousness increase and spread. Short praise based on the Praise Buddha's Deeds by Arya Sura. Chief among humans, when you were born, you took 7 steps and then you declared, within this world I am supreme. O wise one, to you I bow down in homage. First you descended down from Tushita and in the palace entered the womb. Then in Lumbini, sage, you were born. Victorious god of gods, I bow down in homage. While at the palace you were well cared for by 32 nurses, you spent your youth at the house of the Shakyas playing in sport. At Kapilavastu you married Gopa, unequaled in all the 3 words. I bow down in homage. At the 4 city gates you saw the 4 sorrows. At Vishuddha Stupa you cut your own hair. On Niranjana's banks as an ascetic you engaged in practice. To you who are free of all obscurations, I bow down in homage. At Rajagriha you tamed a rogue elephant. Then at Vaishali the monkeys there offered you honey. At Magad, O sage, you realized Buddhahood. To you in whom omniscient wisdom has blossomed, I bow down in homage. Then at Varanasi you turned the wheel of Dharma. Then at Jatavna you displayed great miracles. In Kushinagar you passed to Parinirvana. To you, whose mind is vast and open like the sky, I bow down in homage. By the merit of making this praise to the deeds of the Buddha, may all beings' action be equal to yours. Based on Ekagatha, praise to Buddha. Supreme among beings, great Shramana, in all the god realms there is no one like you. Also in this earthly realm and Vaishravana, there is no one who is like you. If you look in all directions, in all the divine palaces and abodes, and in all the forests and mountains of this earth, your greatness stands alone. Chaturgatha, praise to the Buddhas. Whenever you take on a form, in every single one, you are honored as perfectly enlightened Buddhas, possessing all the 32 supreme marks. I bow to all the victorious ones. Wherever the perfect Buddhas are born, and wherever they attain enlightenment, wherever they turn the great wheel of the Dharma, and where they pass into Parinirvana, I bow where the Sugatas walk, stand, and dwell. I bow to the places where like lions they sleep. I bow to all the holy places, above and below and in between, intermediate and cardinal. I bow to each and every stupa with and without form. So we will recite this 8-branch prayer only in Sanskrit, but you are free to read it along in English. Sarvakshetranu sankheshta pranamai pranamamyaham सर्वत्र ध्वगतान् बुद्धान् सहधर्मगणोत्तमान् सर्वचैत्यानि वन्देऽहम् बोधिसत्त्वाश्रयांस्तथा नमः करोम्युपाध्यायान् अभिवन्द्यान् यतिंस्तथा बुद्धं गच्छामि शरणं यावदा बोधिमण्डतः धर्मं गच्छामि शरणं बोधिसत्त्वगणं तथा. Sit for a few seconds. विज्ञापयामि सम्बुद्धान् सर्वदिक्षु व्यवस्थितान् महाकारुणिकांश्चापि बोधिसत्त्वान् कृताञ्जलिः अनादिमति संसारे जन्मन्यत्रैव वा पुनः यन्मया पशुना पापं कृतं कारितमेव वा यच्चानुमोदितं किञ्चित् तात्मघाताय मोहतः तदत्ययं देशयामि पश्चात्तापेन्तापितः रत्नतयेपकारो यो मातपितृषु वा मया गुरुष्वन्येषु वाक्षेपात् कायवाग्बुद्धिभिः कृतः अनेकदोषदुष्टेन मया पापेन नायकाः यत्कृतं दारुणं पापं तत्सर्वं देशयाम्यहम् कथं च निःसरामि यस्मात् अत्योद्विग्नोऽस्मि नायकः मा भून्मे मृत्युः अचिरा दक्षिणे पापसञ्चये. ओ We cannot trust the wanton lord of death. The task complete or pending, he won't wait. In health or sickness, none of us can trust to keep our fleeting momentary lives. And we must pass away, forsaking all. But I, devoid of real understanding, have for the sake of friend and foe alike provoked and brought about so many wrongs. But soon all of my foes will cease to be, and soon of my friends will cease to be. The time will come, I'll also cease to be, and likewise everything will cease to be. And all that I possess and all I've used is like the fleeting vision of a dream. It fades into the realms of memory, and fading, it will then be seen no more. And in the brief course of this present life, so many friends and foes have passed away, because of whom the evils I've done still lie unbearable in front of me. The thought has never come into my mind that I too am a brief and passing thing. And so, through hatred, lust, and ignorance, I have committed many evil deeds. And never having halted night or day, I've seen my life drain constantly away. And from no other source does increase come. How can there not be death in wait for me? And there I'll be, prostrate upon my bed, and all around my family and friends. But I alone shall be the one to feel the cutting of the final thread of life. And when the heralds of the deadly king have gripped me, what about my friends and kin? For then my virtue is my one defense, and this, alas, is what I shrugged away. O protectors, I, so little heeding, have hardly guessed at horrors such as this, and all for this brief, fleeting existence I've completed so many evil things. The day take the day they take a man to the scaffold, where they will tear off every single limb, a man is changed, transfigured by his fear. His mouth is dry, his eyes start from his brow. No need to say how stricken I shall be. When sick and overcome with dreadful fear, I am seized by forms so horrible to see, the frightful servants of the Lord of Death. So who can then give to me safe protection from all these horrors, from this frightful dread? For then I will search the four directions and will seek help with panic-stricken eyes. But no protection shall I find out there, and I shall sink into despairing woe. No refuge will be waiting there for me at such a time. Whatever shall I do? Thus, from this day forward, I take refuge in all the Buddhas, guardians of beings, who labor to protect all wanderers, those mighty ones who scatter every fear, and in the Dharma realized in their hearts, which drives away the terrors of samsara, and in the hosts of the Bodhisattvas, likewise I will take refuge perfectly. Beside myself, with anguish, gripped by dread, I give myself to Samantabhadra, and also my own body I will give to Manjughosh, a gentle melody. To the Lord Avalokiteshwar, to him whose deeds of mercy never fail, I cry out from the depths of my misery, I beg you to protect this evil one. And to the noble Akashagarbh and Kshitigarbh, from my heart I call, to all protectors, great compassionate, to them I cry in search of my refuge. And then to Vajrapani I shall fly, for at the very sight of him all things like vengeful Yama's host escape in fear and terror into the four directions. For formerly your words I have transgressed, but having seen these terrors all around, I come to you for refuge, and I pray, please swiftly drive away all of my fear. For if by common sickness I'm alarmed, and then I implement the doctor's words, what need to speak when I'm constantly brought low by ills like lust and faults 100-fold? And if by one of these failings alone the dwellers of the world are all thrown down, and if no other remedy exists, no other healing elsewhere can be found than the omniscient doctor's sacred words, which can uproot our every single ill, the thought to turn deaf ears on his advice is abject and debased stupidity. If I must pick my way with special care along a small and ordinary cliff, what need to speak of that long-lasting chasm plunging to the depths of 1,000 leagues? I say, today, at least I shall not die. So rash to lull myself with words like these. My dissolution and my hour of death will come to me, of this there is no doubt. And so, who can bestow me fearlessness? What sure escape is there from fate like this? It's certain that I'm going to die, so how can I relax my mind at ease? Of life's experience, the seasons past, what's left to me and now what does remain? By clinging to what is no longer here, my teacher's precepts I have disobeyed. And when this life is finally left behind, and also with it all my kith and kin, I must set out on strange paths all alone. Why make so much of all my friends and foes? Instead, how can I completely make sure to rid myself of evil sorrow's cause? This should be my only single concern, the only thought I hold both night and day. And so all of the wrongs that I have done, acting by ignorant stupidity, all actions, evil in their nature too, and all the precepts that I have transgressed, because I fear all the pains to come, I join my palms and ceaselessly prostrate, and everything I've done I will confess directly in my sight of protectors. I pray guardians and guides of the world to take me as I am, a sinful one, and all these actions, evil as they are, I promise I will never do again. अपाय दुःख विश्रामं सर्वसत्त्वैकृतं शुभम् अनुमोदे प्रमोदेन सुखं तिष्ठन्तु दुःखिताः संसार दुःख निर्मोक्षम् अनुमोदे शरीरिणाम् बोधिसत्वत्व बुद्धत्वम् अनुमोदे च तायिनाम् चित्तोत्पादसदुं मुद्रांश सर्वसत्त्व सुखावहान् सर्वसत्त्वहितादानान् अनुमोदे च शासिनाम् सर्वासु दिक्षु सम्बुद्धान् प्रार्थयामि कृताञ्जलिः धर्मप्रदीपं कुर्वन्तु मोहादुःखप्रपातिनाम् निर्वातुकामांशजिनान् याचयामि कृताञ्जलिः कल्पानन्तं तिष्ठन्तु मा भूदन्दमिदं जगत् एवं सर्वमिदं कृत्वा यन्मया साधितं शुभं तेन स्यां सर्वसत्त्वानां सर्वदुःखप्रशान्तिकृत्. So, for all beings ailing in the world, until their every sickness has been healed, for them may I transform myself into the doctor, nurse, the medicine itself. And raining down a flood of food and drink, may I dispel the ills of thirst and famine. And in the eons marked by scarcity, may I appear as drink and sustenance. For sentient beings poor and destitute, may I become a plentiful treasure and lie before them closely in their reach, a varied source of all that they might need. Mind training. So thus my body and all of my gods, and all my merits gained and to be gained, I give them all and do not count the cost to bring about the benefit of beings. Nirvana is attained by giving all. Nirvana is the object of my striving. So since one day all must be surrendered, therefore it's best to give it all away. This body I have now fully resigned to serve the pleasure of all living beings. So let them kill, despise, and beat it too, and use it according to their own wish. And if they treat it like a toy or make of it the butt of every joke, my body has been given up to them. So why should I then make so much of it? And so let all the beings do to me whatever does not bring them injury, and thus, whenever they may think of me, let this not fail to bring them benefit. And then, if when they think of me, they have a thought of either anger or respect, may all of these states always be the cause whereby their good and wishes are fulfilled. So all of those who slight me to my face or do to me some other evil too, or even if they blame or slander me, may they attain the state of Buddhahood. May I guard those who are protectorless and guide those who journey upon the road. For those who wish to cross the water too, may I become a boat, a raft, a bridge. An island for all those who yearn for land, a lamp for anyone who longs for light, for all who need a resting place, a bed, for those who need a servant, be their slave. And may I be the tree of miracles for every being, the abundant cow. Just like the earth and space itself endures, and all the other mighty elements, for boundless multitudes of sentient beings, may I be the ground always of their life, and be their source of varied sustenance. And thus for each and everything that lives, extending to the limits of the sky, may I constantly be their sorrow of life until they pass beyond every sorrow. Receiving the Bodhisattva vow. If you wish, kneel with your right knee on the floor as you sing or chant the following 3 times. यथा गृहीतं सुगतैर्बोधिचित्तं पुरातनैः ते बोधिसत्त्वशिक्षायामानुपूर्व्या यथा स्थिता तद्वदुत्पादयाम्येष बोधिचित्तं जगद्धिते तद्वदेव च ताः शिक्षाः शिक्षयिष्यामि यथा क्रमम्. Just as the Sugatas of the past gave birth to Bodhicitta and trained in all the stages of the Bodhisattva's disciplines, like them for every being's sake, I'll rouse the same Bodhicitta, and in the precepts, step by step, I will abide and train myself. Just as the Sugatas of the past gave birth to Bodhicitta and trained in all the stages of the Bodhisattva's disciplines, like them for every being's sake, I'll rouse the same Bodhicitta, and in the precepts, step by step, I will abide and train myself. Rejoicing for oneself. To those who thus with clear intelligence take hold of the awakened mind with joy, that they may now increase what they have gained, should lift their hearts with praises such as these. Today, my life has finally given fruit. This human state has now been well assumed. Today, I take my birth in Buddha's line and have become the Buddha's child and heir. In every way, then, I will undertake activities befitting such a rank, and I will never do an act to mar or compromise this faultless lineage. For I am like a blind man who has found a precious gem inside a heap of dust, for so it is by some peculiar chance that bodhicitta has been born in me. It is the only sovereign remedy that perfectly allays all melodies. It is the tree that gives relief to those who in existence wander wearily. It is the universal bridge that saves wandering beings from the states of loss, the rising moon of the enlightened mind that soothes the sorrows born of klesha mind, the mighty sun that utterly dispels the misty ignorance of wanderers, the butter and the cream so rich and full that has been churned from the milk of dharma. O beings, wayfarers upon life's paths, who wish to taste riches of contentment, now, here before you is the supreme bliss. Here, ceaseless travelers, is your fulfillment. Rejoicing for others. And so, today, within the sight of all protectors, I will summon beings, calling all of them to Buddhahood, and so until that state is reached, to every earthly joy, may all the gods and demigods and all the rest rejoice. Now, request Rinpoche to lead the visualization.
Okay. Gaze at Siddhartha, who is in front of you. Now, gently rest your mind on his lotus seat. Luminous light rays stream forth from the lotus and dissolve into you, increasing your lifespan, merit, wealth, and calm. Lights radiating from the lotus soothe all your disease, and your wishes are swiftly fulfilled. Unceasing light rays shine in every direction and pervade all sentient beings, pacifying their pain and the cause of their suffering. The light illuminates our Buddha nature, and like a pristine lotus flowering in the mud, it is flawlessly revealed.
Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Chagachami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Chagachami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Chagachami Tadhyata Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha. 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 Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. 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 Mahamune Swaha. Mahamune Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. May all of our forms and our longevity, our entourage, pure realms, sublime qualities, and all of our signs of enlightenment too be fully perfected exactly like you. And through the power of this praise and this prayer, in all of the lands where we are dwelling, may there be no illness and may all conflicts be dispelled, may good fortune spread and the dharma be upheld.
Gaze at the Tathagata in front of you. Now gently rest your mind on the Vajra posture. Luminous light rays stream forth from the cross legs of the Vajrasana and absorb into you, empowering you to realize the union of appearance and emptiness. Light reveal you to the now, free you and all sentences from discrimination, good and bad, beautiful and not, clean and dirty, or dirty.
Guru Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Cha Gacchami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Cha Gacchami Gurum Shastaram भगवन्तं तथागतम् अरहन्तं सम्यक् सम्बुद्धं श्रीजिनं शाक्यमुनिं नमामि पूजयामि शरणं च गच्छामि श्रद्धता ॐ मुनि मुनि महामुनये स्वाहा 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 ॐ मुनि मुनि महामुने स्वाहा मुनि मुनि महामुने स्वाहा ॐ मुनि मुनि महामुने स्वाहा मुनि मुनि महामुने स्वाहा Om Mani Mani Mamani Swamani Om Mani Mani Mamani Swamani Mani Mamani Swamani Mani Om Mani Mamani Swamani Mani Mamani Om Mani Mamani Swamani Mani Mamani Swamani Mani Om Mani Mani Mamani Swamani Mani Om Mani Mani Mamani Swamani Mani Mamani Om Mani Mani Mamani Swaha Om Mani Mani Mamani Swaha Om Mani Mani Mamani Swaha. May all of our forms and our longevity, our entourage, pure and sublime qualities, and all our signs of enlightenment too be fully perfected exactly like you. And through the power of this praise and this prayer, in all of the lands where we're dwelling, may there may no illness and all conflicts be dispelled. May good fortune spread and the dharma be upheld.
Gaze at the Sugata in front of you. Now gently rest your mind on his left hand in the mudra of equanimity. Luminous light rays stream forth from his left hand and dissolve into you, purifying reflective emotions, anxiety, depression, loneliness, and lethargy. Lights radiating from his left hand make your mind and the mind of all beings flexible by perfecting samatha. Unceasing light rays shine in every direction and make you and all sentient beings see the truth by perfecting vipassana.
Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Cha Gacchami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Cha Gacchami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arhantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Chagachami Tatyata Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha 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 Om Mani Mani Mahamana Swami Mani Mani Mahamana Swami Mani 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 Mahamana Swami Mani Mahamana Swami Mani Mahamana Swami Mani Mahamana Swami Mani Mani Mahamana Swami Mani Mani Mahamana Swami Om Mani Mani Mahamana Swami Mani Mani Mahamana Swami Om Mani Mani Mahamana Swami Om Mani Mani Mahamune Swaha Om Mani Mani Mahamune Swaha Om Mani Mani Mahamune Swaha. May all of our forms and our longevity, our entourage, pure realms, sublime qualities, and all our signs of enlightenment to be fully perfected exactly like you. And through the power of this praise and this prayer in all of the lands where we're dwelling, may there be no illness and may all conflicts be dispelled. May good fortune spread and the Dharma be upheld.
Gaze at Mahamuni in front of you. Now gently rest your mind on his right hand in the mudra of Bhumisparsha. Luminous light rays stream forth from his right hand and banish all your hypocrisy and fear. Unceasing light rays shine in every direction and increase integrity, courage, and fearlessness in you and all sentient beings.
Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arhantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Chagachami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arhantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Chagachami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arhantam Samyak Sambuddham Srijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Chagachami तथ्यता ॐ मुनि मुनि महामुनये स्वाहा 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 मुनि मुनि महामुनये स्वाहा मुनि Om Mani Mani Mahamani Swaha Mani Mani Mahamani Swaha Om Mani Mani Mahamani Swaha Mani Mani Om Mani Mani Mahamani Swaha Mani Mani Mahamani Swaha Mani Mani Om Mani Mani Mahamani Swaha 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 Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. May all of our forms and our longevity, our entourage, pure realm, sublime qualities, and all our signs of enlightenment too be fully perfected exactly like you. And through the power of the praise and this prayer in all of the lands where we are dwelling, may there be no illness and may all conflicts be dispelled. May good fortune spread and the dharma be upheld.
Gaze at Shakya Simha in front of you. Now gently rest your mind on his golden complexion. Luminous light rays stream forth from his golden complexion and dissolve your laziness, alienation, melancholy, low morale, insecurity, and procrastination. Unceasing light rays shine in every direction and increase inspiration, confidence, originality, and authenticity in you and all sentient beings.
Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Shrijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Cha Gacchami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Shrijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Cha Gacchami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Shrijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Cha Gacchami Tathata Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha. 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 May all of our forms and our longevity, our entourage, pure realms, sublime qualities, and all our signs of enlightenment too be fully perfected exactly like you. And through the power of this praise and this prayer in all of the lands where we're dwelling, may there be no illness and may all conflicts be dispelled. May good fortune spread and the dharma be upheld.
Gaze at Shakyamuni in front of you. Now gently rest your mind on his face. Luminous light rays stream forth from his face and dispel miscommunication, misunderstanding, and inhibition. Unceasing light rays shine in every direction and increase your own and all sentient beings' ability to inspire others and generate wisdom and compassion.
Gurum Shastaram Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha. 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 Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha.
Om Mani Mani Mamane Swaha, Mani Mani Mamane Swaha. Om Mani Mani Mamane Swaha, Mani Mani Mamane Muni Muni Mamas. Oh, Muni Muni Mamas. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha, Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha, Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. May all of our forms and our longevity, our entourage, pure and sublime qualities, and all our signs of enlightenment too be fully perfected exactly like you. And through the power of this praise and this prayer in all of the lands where we're dwelling, may there be no illness and may all conflicts be dispelled. May good fortune spread and the dharma be upheld.
Gaze at the entire perfect form of our spiritual friend, our protector, our object of refuge. Now gently rest your mind on the Buddha. Luminous rays of light emanating from the Buddha radiate in every direction.
Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Shrijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Cha Gacchami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Shrijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Cha Gacchami Gurum Shastaram Bhagavantam Tathagatam Arahantam Samyak Sambuddham Shrijinam Shakyamunim Namami Pujayami Sharanam Cha Gacchami Pratyata Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha 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 Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha Om Muni Muni Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha 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 Muni Muni Mahamune Swa Muni Muni Mahamune Swa. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swa. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamune Swaha. May all of our forms and our longevity, our entourage, purem, sublime qualities, and all our signs of enlightenment to be fully perfected exactly like you. And through the power of this praise and this prayer, in all of the lands where we're dwelling, may there be no illness and may all conflicts be dispelled. May good fortune spread and the dharma be upheld. This concludes the morning session of the puja. During the afternoon puja, we will resume from page number 86. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much.
After this profound moments, we're now going to break for lunch. We'll reconvene at 2:30. Please be here by 2:15. Please do not leave your belongings behind or reserve any seats.
आज के शुभारंभ के बाद हम लंच के लिए ब्रेक करेंगे। 2:30 बजे हम दोपहर का सेशन शुरू करेंगे। आप कृपया 15 मिनट पहले ही अपनी जगह ले लें। कृपया करके अपने साथ अपना सारा सामान ले जाएं, पीछे कुछ भी ना छोड़ें। और आज दोपहर की साधना हिंदी में होगी, तो प्लीज अपनी किताबें मत भूलिएगा। शुक्रिया, थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
The sadhana will be in Hindi, so all those who have their booklets in Hindi, please bring them along with you. We do not have much of the booklets left. Thank you so much.